If you're someone who's been wanting to refocus your energies on manifesting love and or money goals, then this new moon in Libra is just for you. This new moon in Libra on October 21st at 8:25 a.m. Eastern Time is very exciting because Libra's ruling planet, Venus, is in Libra, adding an extra powerful, potent manifestation energy to whatever you set your intentions toward with this new moon in Libra. Also super exciting when it comes to manifestation is that we have Mars and Mercury conjunct in Scorpio. This is an astrological transit that can really help you laser focus with your mind and your actions to make things happen. After all, Scorpio is a big transformation sign that digs deep and makes powerful changes happen. So with these energies, you and me and everybody else watching this video, welcome. We are in a perfect position to set powerful intentions to move forward with clarity, probably with Venusian aspects of what we want to manifest. So love, money, happiness, joy, harmony, something that would make our life easier, perhaps more beautiful, and also, yes, perhaps more profitable. So we are going to ask the tarot what you need to know about this new moon in Libra to help you manifest your wildest dreams, because that is what it is all about on this channel. Timestamps are in the description. And in case you're wondering who I am, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Or welcome back if you're an OG. Let me know in the comments if you're an OG. I like to give you the intuitive information you need through astrology, tarot, and practical life advice to, yes, help you manifest your wildest dreams. My calendar is open for private readings. If you're interested, the link is in the description. All right. Now, what I would suggest is that you watch for your rising sign first, and then your sun sign, and combine what resonates in both of those sign messages for you. All right, Aries, so let's see what you need to know about this new moon in your 7th house of other people, the Libra. Are you looking to set some intentions to make new connections, whether business or personal? Your ruling planet, Mars, in Scorpio, conjunct Mercury. So, you want people coming into your life whose energy is more aligned with yours, that have similar values to you, who are going to walk their talk, that is not full of shenanigans and BS. Okay, so let's see what you need to know about that. Aries. Let's see. The Wheel and the King of Swords. 9 of Swords in your heart. The Sun card. And the 7 of Swords. Okay. All right, this is what I feel. You are setting an intention to, I think, work a little bit more with the universe's timing in terms of people coming into your life. When the wheel brings somebody into our life, it's unmistakable. It's a whole new energetic cycle. It's often serendipitous connection that comes in that you can't plan that. You can plan for it in the sense that you make your mindset and your heart open to it, but you don't control the timing is my point. So I think, and especially with this King of Swords here, it's like accepting the fact that you are preparing yourself mentally, but you're also working with the universe's timing. So there may be some significant air connections coming in for you, or connections where, again, you feel like the alignment is there mentally, but also whoever you're allowing to stay in your life, you are going to be looking at it from a King of Swords perspective, objectively and judiciously. If the people are not aligning with the energy that you require, you're just going to take a step back. That's all. That's what I feel. You might just make a decision that, okay, they're a nice person, but, have a good day and move along, that type of thing. So this may be coming in, of course, we're talking Libra season now, but this may be coming in Aquarius season. This may be coming in Gemini season of next year. Okay, it could be happening when the moon is in an air sign over the next 10 weeks, especially with this wheel that's showing up here. But the thing that's interesting to me is this 9 of Swords that's in your heart. And you can see this lady has eyes all over her body. And the 9 of Swords definitely can be an energy where we feel we've been ill-treated unfairly, by people in our lives who maybe, have been putting an evil eye on us or, betrayed us in some way. They said they were our friends, but they were not. So with this in your heart, you are very cautious. You may still also be getting over some sort of connection, whether friendship or romantic or business, that did not work out. So you are wanting a new cycle to begin because you're tired of this 9 of Swords. And then we have the Sun and the 7 of Swords, which I think is fascinating because what this is saying to me with this Sun card is nothing can hide under the sun. And with Aries, what you see is what you get. So you're just going to be shining your big, bold Aries light bright. And if people don't like it, then that's too bad. You are not going to be dimming your light, your fire, your passion, just so somebody will stay in your life. And also, the thing that's very interesting is, sure, Aries can get fooled by somebody. Anybody can get fooled by somebody because there's a lot of manipulators out there who tell you what you want to hear. But meanwhile, they're plotting, 7 of Swords, all sorts of other stuff, and they're hiding behind, their narcissistic mask or whatever. But because you're showing up in such an aligned and authentic way, and you're also being a little more objective and thinking a little bit more about what you need, Sun card, anybody who's inauthentic, they're just not going to survive the Aries light. They're going to see that they can't manipulate you. And any of these types of hurtful or manipulative relationships that may have been in your life in the past, they're not coming in ever again. So I think the important message here is to trust the timing of new people coming in. Just shine your light bright, because the ones who are living in the dark, shall we say, who are operating from the shadow world, the shadows, who have ill intentions, like this 9 of Swords, unfortunately, that you may have, dealt with in the recent past, they will not be able to survive with that bright light that you're emanating from your energy. And, so that's the strategy, because it's very interesting. Libra, yes, can be about, do no harm, but take no shit, right? That can be very Libra with this energy that we're having at this new moon, especially with Mars, ruling planet, and Mercury in Scorpio, which can be very strategic and, yes, self-protected, but also you are wanting new connections in your life. Okay, you are. Like I said, whether business or personal, new opportunities to connect with people, to move your life forward in a new cycle. We are not islands unto ourselves. We coexist. We deal with people like, how do we learn about ourselves? Through relationships. How do a lot of times we get opportunities? Through relationships and connections, etc. So I feel like this is really good. I also feel, Aries, it's important for you to know that it is safe to set new intentions. That whatever, in this area of your life, whatever happened with this 9 of Swords, it may still feel tender in your heart, but you are coming out of it. And you will see a whole new cycle is commencing for you. All right, Taurus, let's see what you need to know about this new moon in Libra. Your ruling planet Venus in Libra, which is excellent. And this is, of course, your 6th house. Your 6th house of work and well-being. So would you like to set an intention for healing in your life, it being your ruling planet in the 6th house? Would you like to set an intention to get a job or a side hustle or make more money? This new moon can help you with that, with Venus, our money planet, in that 6th house. A bonus, a raise from work, perhaps. Also with Mars and Mercury in your 7th house of other people, there could be an intense negotiation or discussion or, activity with somebody in your world that could help you move forward with these particular goals in your life, of however, the energies apply to you with this new moon in your 6th house. Let us see Taurus. All right, yeah, we have a 10 of Wands. We have a 9 of Wands. What's going on here, Taurus? We have a King of Swords in your heart. We have a 2 of Pentacles. And we have a Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this could be money related, but it also could be well-being related. It may be both things because we have the 2 of Pentacles that's showing up here. This new moon, I think, is really asking you to make some decisions, I think, about your commitments and your energy levels. I feel like there's something that is, I don't want to say it's unsustainable, but it's probably unsustainable. Right, we have this 10 of Wands, and so which we would think, okay, that's the end of the cycle, like we're done. But then we go to a 9 of Wands. So guess what? We're not quite finished yet. And what's interesting on this is she has all these stitches in her blouse. So there's something here about energy repair, I feel. And it could also be repair of going back to the drawing board and finishing something also. But it could just be finishing your energetic commitments that are too much right now. Not that you can't, of course, accomplish whatever you want to accomplish, but I'm just reading the energies here. There's something that you thought you were done, but they keep asking for more. And there's only so many hours in the day, and there's only so much energy that one has. And with this 2 of Coins, it's like you're going back and forth between these demands and trying to take care of yourself as well. This King of Swords in your heart, I think, is suggesting that it's time to cut the cord with something that is energetically draining you and reclaim your energy, because here you are, Queen of Pentacles. Reclaim your energy and bring more balance, 2 of Coins, into your life. And so this could be something, to do with your work hours. Maybe they have been asking you to do too much. And they're not paying you, or whatever the case may be. There's something here where, the work-life balance may be in perspective here for you, something to take a look at. But there could also be too, possibly, since this is about well-being, of you setting an intention to really bring more balance in your life to help you heal something that just needs a little more attention with its healing. Okay, it kind of came back a little bit because maybe there was a lot of stress in your life. But as soon as you kind of get back your balance and bring your energy back to yourself, you'll feel like yourself again, Queen of Coins. So depending on how this, applies to your life, use the energies, as I like to say. But that's what I feel here. There's something of a boundary to be drawn so that you're not caught up in this continual cycle, because the 2 of Coins can be something that's just going around and around and around again. And how do we get out of this constant juggling cycle? We get out of it by cutting the cord, King of Swords, by saying in our heart, enough is enough, and then actually taking the action to do it and standing up for ourselves, Queen of Coins, and saying, I've got to take care of me. And it's interesting that this is your energy. And for me, Pentacles are about self-worth as well. So I feel like there's an intention here to take care of yourself more and better than perhaps has been happening up to this point, only because there's been a lot of demands on you. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Okay, but it's time to dial that back and get yourself back to yourself. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know about this new moon in Libra happening in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, the house of the entrepreneur, pleasure. Venus is there. Are you ready to go on a little pleasure trip? Let me know in the comments, Gemini. And then we have your ruling planet, Mercury, conjunct Mars in your 6th house. So there's something, the energy here of cleaning a house. Everything's a metaphor, right? It's literally and figuratively speaking. We also have this sense of Your 6th house is your well-being. Whatever you manifest and are calling in, you want it to add to your well-being. You don't want it to be creating stress. You're really focused at this new moon on something that is lighthearted, that is fun, that will enhance your life, like I was saying. So whatever, in that 5th house area. We have some Leo, talk about fun, 8 of Wands. And we have the 8 of Cups. Wow. So both energies of moving out and moving on. 6 of Coins in your heart. 8 of Coins. And the King of Coins. Now in this deck, we have male and female kings. So it's interesting. I think you have a little bit of itchy feet going on here. I feel like there's something here you want to kind of bust loose, bust out. You probably do need a day away, a day out, fun, a little weekend away, something that helps you maybe put something emotionally into perspective, perhaps, with this 8 of Cups that's here. You just need a change of scenery. And I would say you need it kind of fast with this 8 of Wands. And that there's different possibilities here with this 8 of Wands. But I would say it's something that, it's within a day's drive. You're not going to spend all your time on the road to get there, and then you don't have any time to enjoy yourself. So, make it kind of close to home. The 6 of Coins is in your heart, which is interesting. So that is our Libra energy. So you may need some time away with your partner if you have one. But there's also here about balance, right? It can't be all work and no play. That's especially not good for a Gemini. Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I have a cat here. So sorry. Unless, of course, you have strong Saturn or Capricorn in your chart, maybe. And then you're like, all work. No. All right, so your heart knows you need a little bit of a break, that things have been out of balance a little bit. And things may have been also out of balance with your partner, if you have one, and you do need time to reconnect with them. All right, but then we have, of course, this 8 of Coins, which is looking at this 6 of Coins. So 8 of Coins, yes, is a Virgo work energy, but for me, it's also just an energy of very intense focus. So it is time to focus on bringing more balance back to your life and focusing in on your relationship if you do have one. And this could also be with one of your kids, because this is the Libra if you have children. Okay, so it could be going to visit them. Maybe you haven't seen them in a long time and you feel the energy's a little, off balance. You would like to just actually see them in person, not just on the FaceTime, type thing. And then we have this King of Coins here, which, is energy of taking care of yourself and investing Pentacles into the practical ways of doing that, which, yes, can be rest, but also can be, bringing that balance back with somebody that is important to you in your life, that is foundational to your life, that you have built deep roots with. Pentacles, that, very family-oriented energy that we have here with this King of Pentacles as the last energy. So nurturing your roots, nurturing your foundation, setting an intention to, take a break, reconnect with somebody that is close to you, because it is important to your well-being, and it's important to the well-being of the relationship also. And again, if you don't have a relationship, this could be with a best friend, it could be with a sister, a cousin, whomever in your life that you consider important. And maybe that person has wanted a little focused time with you, and you with them. It's time to make that happen. Okay, because it can support your well-being and the well-being of the relationship. All right, Cancer, let's see what you need to know about this new moon in Libra, which is in your 4th house of home, family, roots, what nourishes you, what feeds you. Venus also there. Could there be some good news, financial news coming to the home? It's possible, to your financial foundation. We have, of course, Mars and Mercury conjunct in your 5th house, Scorpio. So you could find some creative ways to improve your home life in some way, or creative ways to manifest some resources to improve your home life in some way. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, we have a 10 of Swords. Oh, and there you are, King of Cups. Strength in your heart. There's your Leo, the Fool, and the Page of Cups. All right, very nice. So you're coming to the end of a cycle here with this Ten of Swords in which everybody else has been poking at your brain. Okay, you see everybody's poking at her with bobby pins here. To the point where you're kind of like, well, wait a minute. What about me? All right, here you are, King of Cups. What am I feeling in my gut is the right thing to do? Now, what's interesting about this King of Cups is that he has some sharks in his belly. You can see here's the sharks, but in his heart is the ship. So what's interesting is, especially with this Ten of Swords coming up before this card, are you doubting what's the right thing for you to do in a home or family or financial foundation matter? Are you doubting it and getting fearful, the sharks in your belly, because of other people's BS that they've been putting into your brain? Have you lost sight of your own intuition, insights, needs, emotions, because there's been so much outside interference? And maybe somebody currently or in the past really doesn't like your decisions. And so you feel kind of like, well, if I do this, I'm going to have to deal with their shenanigans again. They're going to have something to say. Now I got to deal with them. And I really don't want to deal with them. I just want to move along and make a decision that's right for me, which I think is interesting that we have the strength in your heart, which is Leo, your second house of self-worth. This decision, you feel very strongly about it. You have a very strong intuitive sense about what you need to begin something new in this fourth house area. You don't need this outside emotional interference. There's, I think, some sort of emotional manipulation that's going on. It may not be from your family. It could be something else, whatever it might be, somebody who's trying to get a contract to fix something in your home, as an example. And maybe they're pouring all this fear into you that, you have to get all these very expensive things done. Otherwise, the whole house will fall down or something like that. That's an emotional fear manipulation tactic. That's like the sharks, right? In your belly. Meanwhile, your heart's saying, well, wait a minute. I think if we just do a few strategic things, we'll have that new beginning that we want. The Fool. It'll be fine. We can take care of the rest later or something like that. Remember, I just give examples to give you a sense of how to apply the energies to your own life. But it's something like that. Your heart knows the truth, this Leo. So you'll be fine. I think you're going to set an intention to begin something new that is based on your decision. Somebody's not going to be able to fool you with an emotional manipulation tactic, because sometimes the Fool can mean that. And with this Page of Cups, I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised at how things start to manifest very quickly for you because you didn't listen to some sort of manipulation. That's what I feel. There is, I think, I'm getting a little buzz. There's an energetic imprint, a pattern recognition that your intuition is picking up on of something from your past. That's why we have the sharks in the belly. Something from your past that has a similar flavor. And that's why you're feeling uneasy about it, why you have been hesitating to start something new in this area, because you're realizing whoever you're dealing with this, wait, I've been here before. I kind of feeling that vibe. So yeah, you probably have been here before. So you're going to take it slow, this strength in your heart. You're going to listen to yourself before you start on any new initiatives with this. But then once you do decide and you move forward, you're going to see the road's going to open in the right way for you. So that's what I would say here. Do not allow yourself to be emotionally manipulated, especially with fear tactics, because of the Mercury Mars in Scorpio, right? That's also influencing this energy, particularly if it's in a business sense, and if it's even possibly, that energy is, romantic, if it's coming from a romantic partner, or if it's coming from one of your children. So just be very aware of that energy. Leos, there is a new moon in Libra with Venus there, and it's in your third house of your mindset and communications, and also siblings and potential contracts. Could there be a contract in the works for you with something to do with a home or real estate matter with Mercury and Mars conjunct in your fourth house of home and real estate? It is possible. You could be in some sort of intense negotiation, about something to do with your home, family, and or living situation. And setting the intention here, I think what's really important is that Venus in this third house. So negotiating from knowing what you're worth, what the situation is worth, and really getting what you deserve. I think that is a key highlight at this new moon for you, Leo. Okay, let us see. We have a 6 of coins. There's our negotiation energy. And we have a 3 of wands. We have the Knight of Swords in your heart. You just want it to be over and done with. Here's more contracts. Justice. We got double Libra going on here in this reading. And we have a 2 of wands. Okay, I'm not going to end on the 2 of wands. I want to see. Let's see. Ace of Swords. Okay. Okay, this is what I feel. Now remember, whenever I give timelines, it's just general from what I'm reading here. Your mileage may vary. Your situation may be different, okay? Okay, so we definitely have setting an intention to finish up, some sort of negotiation. A legal matter could be fine. It's your financial foundation. That's also, the energy of the fourth house, the Mars, the Mercury conjunction. The third house of your mind, contracts, negotiations, as I said before. So we have the 6 of coins here. What's interesting about this energy, you can see they're having a cup of tea, right? But there's one person getting their tea served first. And this lady's a little higher than this lady. So there is an energy here of who has the power in this negotiation. Who has more resources? Who's going to negotiate a better deal for themselves? So this is important to keep in mind. Of course, we would like you to be in this position, but, it depends on what you have going on. But what I would say here is know that you're just as valid, in terms of this negotiation. What you want, your values, what your needs are, etc. Don't put yourself in a lesser position for some reason. Okay, but also if you're in this position, know that you may have to come down a little to negotiate and get the deal done. So whichever way you see yourself in this, because you have something here that you really want to accomplish, this 3 of wands. You've been visualizing a certain outcome with this particular scenario, right? It's very clear in your mind what you want. That is not in question. And you just, as I said before, want it over already. Knight of Swords. Like, can this just be done? Can we just sign on the dotted line, get it done, move along? Hello? I don't have time to waste, says Leo. And then we have the Justice. So yes, but justice can be justice takes its time. Ask anybody who's had to deal with the legal system in the United States, right? The wheels of justice grind sometimes a little slowly. So your impatience will not help, is my point. Okay? Which is why we have interesting 2 of wands here. So there may be something going on where things are going to be moving forward. You're going to see at this Libra new moon to set an intention to negotiate from a more equitable standpoint, maybe negotiate and get something that, throw something out there that's more advantageous to you. Communicate very clearly what you want financially, Venus in this third house, out of this situation, what you need. And of course, give time for the person to respond, whoever you're negotiating with. Okay. And hopefully with this Ace of Swords, within 2 weeks, I would say, 2 of wands, it could be 2 days. I mean, wands can be fast, but usually a 2 of wands, it might take 2 weeks. You got the key in your hand. You got the answer. Ace of Swords. We're signing on the dotted line. Hello, we're done. Okay. So I think this is interesting. And then, of course, 2 weeks from this new moon in Libra, we have the full moon in Taurus, which is your 10th house of career. So even though this energy is in your 3rd house and we have Mercury and Mars in your 4th house, I mean, yes, this may have something to do with a financial foundation for your career, like negotiating a raise, negotiating a new job salary package or something like that. It is possible. So, I think this looks very favorable for those of you who are entering some sort of important negotiation. And there can be a beautiful victory and success, but curb your impatience, be willing to hold the vision, negotiate, and let's see how it unfolds for you. Virgos, you have a beautiful new moon in your 2nd house of money and values. And Venus in this 2nd house, also at this new moon, is fantastic to set some intentions for manifesting new money goals. And then we have Mercury, your ruling planet, conjunct Mars in this 3rd house of communication. So this is like, market yourself, honey. Like, put yourself out there to get what you want. Ask the universe, write to the universe, communicate your desires, seed your intentions with your words, put it out there in terms of, if you have your own business, marketing yourself. If you're looking for a job, marketing yourself. Hit the pavement. That is Mars. I mean, not literally, of course, but, get out there and meet, greet, talk, socialize. 3rd house is neighborhood situations. If you're like a vendor, if you go to different craft markets, if you have a food truck, if you do things, if you're a traveling salesperson, if you do anything where you're moving from place to place to make your money, this is your time to get out there and really make it rain for yourself. Make it happen. Get your bag. Get your bag, Virgo. All right, let's see what you need to know. Virgo. There you are, 8 of coins. Ooh, I'm getting chills down my legs. And a 10 of wands. Okay. Well, strengthen your heart. Okay. And the Hierophant, that is nice. And Temperance. Ooh, I like this. All right. This is what I feel. This new moon, this combo of energies I just described, is asking for you to step up your commitment. Okay. There's something here to transform about your commitment and focus to your money goals in the ways I was just saying. And as I said, your ruling planet and Mars combined in Scorpio, which is a favorable energy to yours. There's something here about you really could take off like a rocket ship. But the way you've been doing it thus far needs to probably shift and change, right? With this Temperance and this Hierophant. So there could be something new to learn if you want to reach a money goal, if you want this alchemical transformation of your finances. So, whatever it might be, the Hierophant, it could be a new way of learning how to make money, to improve your manifestation efforts. It could be a new way to save money so that you make money. Whatever it might be, okay? But here's the thing, right? Because the 3rd house is your mind. So there may be something new for you to commit to learn to improve your finances in some way. 8 of coins, this is about your focus, okay, on growing your finances. Here, the Strength card in your heart, and having the patience to see the new implementations of the changes you're going to make and see them play out. I mean, you can do something once and change it. Sure, there could be an instant manifestation, but often it takes a little time and repetition for certain things, to start moving. So I think that's, what the Strength card is saying, but you're in a good position to do this. And this 10 of wands. So this could be the next month for you. I might even say till the end of the year, it might be a time of focused hard work, but it could really increase your bank account if you make some changes. That's what this Temperance is. Okay. Now, that's the Sag energy, which is also your 4th house of foundation in your life. So if you want to build a new financial foundation in your life or strengthen the one you have, It's time to recommit, Hierophant, to, the focus on your business, on your manifestation, on making money, and do something a little different. As I was saying, learn something new that you can implement right away that would improve your finances immediately. Okay. So I think there's also, with this 10 of Wands here, there could be something where you could find the key that might unlock something that could be easier for you. So if you're just feeling like, there's just undue hardship, 10 of Wands, and feeling exhausted all the time and, trying to make different ends meet, it could be that you could discover through some sort of learning a different way of doing something that wouldn't make it as hard on you in some way. Okay. Also, I'm going to say this. Some of you, if you just focus, and as I said, get out there a little bit more, meet, greet, socialize, network, that's that Mercury, Mars, third house for you. This new moon, setting those intentions to get out there, you could end a cycle where, you've just been working 50 bazillion different jobs to make ends meet, and maybe change your situation so you just have one good paying scenario. That's another possibility here. So, let us see, but that's what the tarot is suggesting to focus on, Virgo. Libras, it's your new moon. And isn't it lovely that your ruling planet, Venus, is in your sign at this new moon? That is fantastic. So this is, of course, your emotional reset point for the whole year, since it's your personal new moon. And we have Mars and Mercury in your second house of values, which is you making decisions, Mercury, to use your energy, Mars, in ways that are perhaps more beneficial to you. It could be that you're very focused right now on new opportunities that align better with who you are, with your values. Especially with Venus in your sign, you could be looking for new love or money opportunities that, like I said, are more aligned for you. So let's see what we need to know. And I hope you had a good birthday. Let me know in the comments, Libra. Happy belated birthday, Libra. We have a 5 of Swords, and we have a 3 of Swords. The 8 of Coins in your heart. We have the Chariot, and we have you. All right, so I think this new moon is really such a huge emotional reset energy for you. You are leaving this in your past, this 5 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Whatever was haunting you in your past, that was still hanging around, whatever hurt you, that you're done. In your heart, you are focused in on this 8 of Coins, building this transformational new beginning for yourself. Here is the butterfly. You see her, she's focused on her transformation, on her healing, on her moving on. So you're leaving stress, betrayal, problems, dramas, blockages in your past. We don't even want to see those cards, okay? And you are focused on a transformational new beginning. Here you are, Queen of Swords. You are floating, here she is in a little hot air balloon, floating above, looking at your future. You're really actively imagining a future where you have everything you desire. And you're going to start calling it in. And look what we have here. We have the Chariot, which is our Cancer energy, which is where Jupiter is right now, which is your 10th house of career. It's also your house of being in the public image, doing something in the public, recognition, these types of things. But the Chariot is just about choices, having choices on a new path, right? Going in different directions, you being in charge of how things are going to roll out. Finally feeling like you have options and you're not stuck in blockages and stress and scenarios. Right? That you are taking the reins in hand, and we have exciting vistas ahead of us. And here she is looking at those exciting vistas, and you do. So this is it. This is like time to really power it up with this Chariot and this 8 of Coins here for you, Libra. So use that Mars and Mercury in your second house of values. What fresh mindset, fresh goals do you have that you want to put your energy behind? I'm going to say time is of the essence. I'm going to say that because of this Chariot here. Something could be coming up very fast for you. Let me reframe. It could be coming in a lot faster the more you focus in on it. Okay, which is important here with the mindset. The second house with the Mercury of your mind and the Mars, your action. Try to put this in your past as best you can. I mean, sometimes these things crop in, but don't dwell if you can. All right. The more that you can focus on this transformation, the more you can focus on your future and envisioning those manifestations and feeling the energy of this transformation you want to have in your life, the faster this Chariot's going to come in, the faster the options are going to come in. So that's what I would say. It's always about using the energies here, is to do the best you can on, keeping your heart positive and focused on healing and transformation. Scorpios, we have a new moon in your 12th house of the behind the scenes, the subconscious, wrapping up old cycles. And we have Mercury and Mars in your sign, getting you on a new path, like really making you focus on yourself, rethink what you want, and start a whole new cycle, a whole new agenda, Mars, and move forward. So what's interesting, when we have a Venus transit through our 12th house, which is where Venus is right now in Libra, and this new moon, you could be releasing old baggage, setting intentions to release old baggage of a literal ex in your life, represented with Venus, an old money story or an old money connection or something like that that's not in your life, that, something karmic relating to love or money from your past. This is time to set that intention to leave it behind once and for all, that you do not need it as you move forward. There could be a surprise. It's possible, Venus transiting that 12th house, a surprise, love or money situation that kind of resurfaces, especially considering the fact that Mercury is about to go retrograde in November, not very long from now. It starts in Sag, but it'll go back in your sign. So there could be something connected with that, but you're very clear with Mars and Mercury in your sign about leaving the past in the past and moving forward. So there might just be something, karmically that you're cleaning up there with that. But let's see what the tarot has to say. Yeah, 9 of Swords, interesting. And there you are, King of Cups. Pluto in your heart. Wow. The Lovers. And the Temperance. Okay. Wow. I think some of you, remember, it's a general reading. I'll read this a couple different ways, but I do think some of you are going to be dealing with some sort of, connection from your past, Venus. It's showing up here as this 9 of Swords. They may not literally come back in your life, but they could. But 12th house is also like our dream life. They could be resurfacing in our dreams, right? Because this 9 of Swords is dream life energy as well. So there you could have a very vivid dream of a situation with like an ex or whatever, a karmic connection in your life. And that vivid dream, as you wake up and you're like, oh my God, thank God I'm not in that anymore. Because I don't want to relive that reality. So it could be something like that as a reminder. But yeah, they could literally show up. It's possible. I would just be alert to that. Again, this is general reading. It doesn't mean anything, but I feel like, as I said here, you are really firmly looking at new possibilities for your life, calling in new opportunities with this Temperance, your second house of values, the Sagittarius energy, and then this Gemini here, which is your 8th house of transformation and also choices and opportunities and relationships that would heal you and be more aligned for you, because that is 8th house energy, which, is your energy. Because you rule the 8th house in astrology. And then we have the death card in your heart. So this is like, yes, you know what? I'm setting this intention to make permanent changes in my life, to not go back to old baggage situations, to old karma, and keep replaying a cycle. Whatever's coming in new for me needs to be new, whether it's a new business connection, a new romantic connection, whatever it is. It needs to be healing, temperance. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be transformative. It needs to reflect the new me, not the old me. And it needs to be kind. It needs to be loving. This lover's here versus this 9 of Swords, which is, whenever I see this card, I love this deck so much with all the eyes on her. It just makes me feel like the evil eye. And just, when you're sometimes with a person who just loves to criticize you, right? They get their digs in. It's like every time they say something negative, it puts like a mark on you. That's the vibe I'm getting here. And that's why I'm saying, like, you want kindness, depth, sincerity, spiritual awareness with the temperance here. Like this is what you are calling in. And more importantly, because this new moon is in your 12th house, you are setting an intention to not go back to the past and to put this firmly in the past once and for all, whatever this is. And if this person comes back, they can eat your dust, because that, Mercury, Mars, and Scorpio. Unless you have your Venus in Libra natally, but Scorpio, we do not mince our words, right? It's like if somebody comes back who acted like this toward us, Mercury, Mars conjunct in your sign, like you're going to be like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. That cold Scorpio thing that we do. That, okay? Because you are ready for the new. And I think something beautiful is getting ready to manifest for you with this energy here. It's like, I feel like the universe is asking you to just reaffirm one more time that you are really done with this shenanigan. And you will be. You're ready. I mean, your back is turned. That's the thing, right? You're back here, this King of Cups, and you're ready. Look at this beautiful ship coming here. You're ready to sail into fresh emotional waters. All right, you're done. You're ready for a positive change in your life. And it's coming. And I think it's coming in Sagittarius season. Sagittarius, we have a new moon in your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams. Wishes, Venus there in Libra. Wow. So there might be a beautiful love or money wish getting ready to be fulfilled by the universe. Set your intentions. What do you want in these areas? Let us know in the comments, Saggies. And then we have Mercury and Mars in your 12th house, which is helping you wrap up a karmic cycle. So Mercury's going to go retrograde in your sign in November. It's possible that there may be a loose end that you need to tie up karmically before something beautiful and new is going to be coming in. So that may be, energy to focus in on at this new moon as well. We have a 2 of Swords. And we have, wow, an Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. 10 of Coins in your heart. The 7 of Cups. And the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting ready for some sort of new money goal, I think. A new money dream. Something new you're going to begin with your finances. In your heart is the 10 of Coins. Like, you are very focused in on your financial stability, your long-term financial stability, your family's financial stability, building generational wealth, having enough money in the bank so you're not scrambling every month worried. It's like this type of energy. So the universe is probably bringing an opportunity soon. 2 of Swords. You may already be deciding about an opportunity. It's possible here. You could be sitting on the fence trying to make a decision if you should go for something new when it comes to your finances. Like, should I apply for that new job? Should I start that new business? Should I do X, Y, Z, right? Let the energy speak to you in terms of the timing. But what this is also saying with this Ace of Coins is, yes, The time is right, I think, for you in Scorpio season, with this Seven of Cups here, with the water showing up, for you to plant a new seed in the direction of a dream. This is your dream house where this new moon is occurring, right? The Seven of Cups here, which, is bucket list energy, but she's reaching for the stars here. So there is something about kind of going for the gold, going for this next higher level, higher opportunity, again, related to your finances and starting something new or saying yes to something new, manifesting that Ace of Coins for yourself, that opportunity that comes in from the universe. And then we have this Knight of Coins so that you can start building. Over time, slow and steady, you can start moving forward and feel like you're moving in the right direction financially. That's what I feel here. So, like I said, there might be a couple little loose ends you're tying up, which ties in with this Two of Swords also. Okay, and you'll be doing that. And I think your birthday season is going to be very interesting. I think there could be that hand coming at some point in your birthday season. Maybe it's coming at the beginning of Capricorn season with this strong earth, especially this 10 of coins in your heart. It's possible. But like I said, setting intentions, using manifestation principles, all these types of things, it doesn't always happen instantaneously. It can take a little time. It can take a little repetition. It can take a lot of clarity, firmness, decision-making. It can also take creating a vacuum in your life, making decisions, tying up those loose ends so you clear the slate and you are ready to plant the seed for something new. So, anytime I give timings here, just take them with, that in mind. It's just general possibilities here. But what the energies are saying is, think carefully, clear things up, get ready to plant that seed and take that action when you're moving in the direction of your dreams, and know that over time you can build this financial future for yourself. And especially with Venus in that 11th house, this is such a great time to create a vision board. I think something tangible, not just writing it down. I mean, that's good too, but because it's Libra and Libra's very, artsy and aesthetic and nice, I would highly encourage you to create some sort of beautiful vision board for yourself about what you want that Ace of Coins to be. Capricorn, beautiful new moon in your 10th house of career, public visibility, rewards, public recognition. Venus is there. That is very nice. So Venus in your 10th house right now could be bringing you public funding, a gift, a goodie, an award, some sort of support for your creative work. This may be a time to launch something out in the public, especially when it's related to the arts, aesthetics, anything with your own creativity, since Venus rules your 5th house also. And with Mars and Mercury in your 11th house of networks and connections, this is launch time. This is a time to get out there and schmooze and, make your career goals, your money goals, your goals known to everyone and known to the universe, and make it happen, Capricorn. 10 of Cups. Ooh. And the Sun. Wow. Look at that. 7 of Swords in your heart. Knight of Cups. And the 5 of Swords. I'm not ending on a 5 of Swords. And a King of Cups. Okay. All right, this is what I feel. There is something emotionally here for you to shift. And I will tell you what that is. All right. We have a gorgeous 10 of Cups. Now, yes, this can be, of course, a personal relationship, but not everybody has a personal relationship. A romantic one. So I always say this is the ultimate personal happiness, right? All is right with the world. Everything's content. There's a rainbow in the sky. Everybody's happy. Why are we happy? Because we have recognition. We have rewards, the Sun. We have there could be a travel opportunity connected with your career. But this is public recognition. And it could be coming from your quote unquote family. It could be your soul family, the people who really vibe with your aesthetic, vibe with your work. It could be your work family, 10 of Cups, the ones, if you have a happy workplace, right? So there could be some sort of very lovely recognition, reward. I mean, the sun is all good things. I mean, it can be literal money, like, you know, it can be a trophy, it could be a promotion, it could be public recognition coming, you know, from your soul family in regards to your career. This is gorgeous. That will make you very, very happy. But this is also, the sun is about publicity. There could be something here for you to really put yourself out there to find your soul family, especially if you're an entrepreneur, right? Or if you're doing a side hustle and like it's been a little in the shadows or whatever. There's something here about you also promoting yourself because of the Mars Mercury in that 11th house also. So apply the energies. But here's what I think is interesting, is this going on over here. So 7 of Swords, Knight of Cups, 5 of Swords, and a King of Cups. I think I would suggest, Capricorn, that you work with this energy of not holding yourself back and worried that somebody is going to steal your ideas or take something away from you or belittle it or manipulate it or say something about it. Because we have this Knight of Cups, which is a beautiful emotional and creative energy. And we have the 10 of Cups. So this is really putting your heart out there. I mean, there it is. And especially with the Sun card that we also had too, the heart space. Like, you are putting your heart on the line. You're putting your heart out there, or you want to. But the thing that's causing you worry emotionally, King of Cups here, is this. Like, you know, you don't, especially the 7 of Swords, I feel, because there could be something about worry that somebody is going to abscond, 7 of Swords, steal your thunder, steal your idea, steal your intellectual property or something like that. And this 5 of Swords can just be worry and stress. Well, what if they don't like it or whatever? And, you know, Capricorn does care what other people think about them. Doesn't stop you from doing things, usually. But I think there's something here for those of you who might have been holding yourself back from really putting yourself out there in some way, emotionally, which is what we do, right? When we put our creations, our heart out on the line, our hard work, when in our career, right? Our public visibility, we're putting ourselves out there, you know? So I think, you know, there's always going to be this type of element out there in the world. There just always is going to be that. So you do the smart Capricorn thing, which I'm sure you have done because you're a Capricorn, that, you know, you have your trademarks, you have your copyrights, you have your protection of your intellectual property. You're not going to let anybody take credit for your stuff. Okay? So don't let this stuff hold you back, is my point. Let your light shine. Let your creativity shine. Put your work out there. Market yourself. If people unsubscribe from your list, who cares, right? Like, whatever. 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords, then they're not your 10 of Cups people. They're not your people. So I think there's something really important here for certain Capricorns to realize that, you know, it's what matters to the 80%. Don't listen to the 20% or whatever that always have something to say, right? You know what I'm saying here. And be emotionally brave and let your work set sail. I love this sailboat here in the King of Cups. Let your works set sail out into the world. I think there's somebody also that is possibly coming in to help you with that Venus in the 10th house, with Jupiter in your 7th house of connections. So, you know, of the public, other people. So this is time for you to find your people also. That's really the key here, that are going to, like I said, vibe with your energy, your creations, make you feel seen. This Sun card, make you feel seen. They see you. They appreciate you. They love you. They love what you're doing. Don't hide away because somebody's got something to say over here. No more. No more of that. Aquarius, it's the new moon in Libra. Venus is there, and this is your 9th house of expansion. It's your house of travel, spiritual growth, writing, publishing, international business connections. Is it time to invest some money and taking an online course. That's possible with this energy. Is it time to spend a little money on a travel? Maybe it's time to get an airplane ticket or book a hotel room somewhere. Possible with these energies. But this can really be about investing Venus into your expansion in some way. Okay, and we have Mercury and Mars in your 10th house of career. So you could be very focused in on making some decisions about your career direction. And this may tie in with the 9th house. Maybe you're thinking of, moving abroad, working for an international company. Maybe you're thinking of learning a new skill, especially either about the internet or on the internet. 9th house, to expand your career opportunities. This is possible also. Okay, but let's see. This is about setting an intention for growth when it comes to expanding your world and doing it in a way that feels beautiful and harmonious and may, impact your career in a positive way. All right, let us see Aquarius. There you look at this, the star. There you are. And the 8 of Swords. Okay. Knight of Pentacles in your heart. King of Swords, there you are also. And the 4 of Cups. Okay. The universe is giving you a beautiful energy here to really reset your mind and reset what you think is possible for you. And Pluto has also gone direct in your sign again, finally. Okay, and he'll be direct until May of 2026 in your sign. So we have this star. There is a new goal. There is something you would love to have in your life that would bring healing, would bring excitement, would feel like the right use of your energy, would just feel good to you. That would feel in total alignment. Now, the 8 of Swords is here. And what I love in this deck is that the cage is opening, right? This beautiful angel figure. It's just like, it's the mindset. It's the crown chakra, right? It is giving yourself the permission to pursue something outside a comfort zone because he's in a cage here. So this very much ties in with this 9th house that I'm talking about, where this new moon is happening for you, Aquarius. We have the Knight of Coins in your heart. You may be feeling like, well, but I have to have a guarantee. I need a sure thing. I can't just, make a decision. Yes, you can. Okay? Yes, you can. Are you in it for the long haul? What are you willing to do to change your situation? When you don't do anything, which includes making a decision, then nothing's really going to change. So that's why I think it's interesting. We have the King of Swords here, which is you making an executive decision about your life that, instead of staying stuck under the rain cloud of, well, this isn't possible, or I have to have a guarantee, or, how is that going to work? That you make the decision to free yourself from any stuck mental cage that you're in, 8 of Swords, and you realize your power as an Aquarian with this star card here, that you can bring powerful change to your own life by deciding, aligning, and taking action. You absolutely can. But yes, it requires making that decision and, hanging in there, Knight of Coins, and taking those steps forward to manifest it. And remember, the 4 of Cups in the regular tarot is the hand coming. So the hand is coming with an opportunity, probably in Scorpio season, that can help you start, freeing yourself from whatever mental cage you've been in of, oh, this can't work for me. So again, 9th house is a very interesting house. That's why I call it expansion. It is connected with Jupiter energy, which is about growth. So your growth is connected, first of all, with your mindset, 8 of Swords, and getting yourself unstuck from some sort of perhaps limiting belief that something can't happen for you for whatever reason. But as I was saying, remind yourself you're an Aquarian. You can do anything. The star. So So yeah, make that decision. And instead of staying stuck and despondent, take one small action forward to start raising the cage here, the lid of this cage, to open up your mind to possibilities. And when you do that, things really start popping for you. And Venus there in this 9th house, I mean, this is probably, related to something that is financial in nature, I would say. Okay. So it could be the resources. You're wanting the resources to expand your world in a certain way, like go on a travel, buy a new computer, take a class, write a book. I mean, all of these are very 9th house activities, right? So again, open up your mind to the possibilities of different ways that manifestation of the resources that you need to make these things happen could come in. Because with the star, for me, the star is a miracle card. There could be a beautiful miracle of something aligning, and miracles, that's the beauty of miracles, right? 98% of the time, like you don't see it coming. It truly is miraculous. It is something that just is so arranged by the universe and is so aligned, but it definitely is meant to be. And it's meant to be for you, Aquarius. Pisces, a new moon in your 8th house of other people's money, sex, death, taxes, intimacy. Do you want to start a new intimate relationship with somebody? I mean, it's possible with Venus in that 8th house, if that's what you want. That's a good intention to set. But also could be something to do with your finances, clearing out debts, refinancing, paying off things, negotiations. In all these other people's money areas, we have Mercury and Mars in your 9th house of expansion. So you are maybe really thinking about how can you travel? That's very 9th house. How can you expand your world through learning, teaching, writing? Where are the resources for me to do those things, to travel, to write, to create, to, expand my world? So this new moon, maybe you're setting the intention to manifest the resources from your world, from, from another person, 8th house, whoever's involved here, that you can use to expand your world in some way. Yeah, we have a 5 of coins and we have a King of Wands. Knight of coins in your heart. Another King of Wands. Double King of Wands is here. And the Knight of Swords. Okay. Wow. This is fascinating. We have 2 Knights, 2 King of Wandses, and a 5 of coins. Wow. Okay. Because in this deck, we have male and female kings. So we have the female King of Wands, and then here's the male King of Wands. This is what I feel. I think, there's something here to set your intention that you deserve this. You deserve this new beginning, this expansion. You deserve this money that you want to manifest that should be coming to you. I mean, again, 8th house, other people may owe you money. This could be, the money that comes to you from a refinancing. It's tax refund. It's, all of these types of things. The 5 of coins is interesting because for me, pentacles are about self-worth. It's not just, about money. And the 5s are about change. So I feel here like there's something to really look at of where perhaps you have settled for less. And haven't we all done that at some point? Maybe you have settled for less. You just accepted whatever they said, whatever they gave you, instead of advocating for yourself, King of Wands. Okay. And then we have another King of Wands. And that Aries energy is your 2nd house of money. So I feel like there's something here for you to really advocate for yourself, to set an intention that whatever you're dealing with this 8th house, and for me, that includes employers. That's other people's money. They pay you money. It's clients. It could be raising your rates if you have your own business and charging a little bit more. Are you really charging what you're worth? Advocating for yourself. I feel like, you've been stuck financially. This Knight of Coins, Five of Coins here. But it's because maybe there needs to be a reset, which is what new moons can do, right? They're that intentional reset. And maybe it's because there needs to be a stronger bit of advocating for yourself. And then we have this Knight of Swords, which is things changing very fast because you've shifted your mindset. You've made a decision that, yeah, I'm going to stand up for myself a little bit more. I'm going to have a few more boundaries. I'm going to ask for more. I'm going to believe I deserve more, etc., etc. So this idea of passionately advocating for your worth, what you deserve, I think this is the key here to this new moon. And it makes sense because Venus, Venus is there, which is our self-love energy, right? Which is what we're talking about here also, but also our money energy. And Venus also rules Taurus, which is your third house of communications, right? Of speaking up for yourself. So I think this is a very interesting card pull here, Pisces. So let me know in the comments how this is resonating for you. Has there been some way that, somebody's tried to shortchange you? And so it burned you a little bit. And so now you're a little hesitant in standing up for yourself financially. But I feel like, again, new moons are new intentions, turning over a new leaf, trying new things. You might be very pleasantly surprised if you advocate for yourself a little bit more, how that could, really change your financial situation in any type of negotiation, payouts, these types of things with other people's resources. So, and I think with the double knights and the double kings here, there may be two instances where this is going on for you in your life. So thank you so much for joining me for your new moon in Libra astrology and tarot energy forecast. Would love to hear in the comments what's going on with you with these energies. What intentions are you setting with the advice of the tarot and whatever is going on in your own personal life? I would love to hear. And if you really enjoyed the video, want to give it a thumbs up, hype it out, share it with your friends. Doing so really helps my channel, and I appreciate it so very, very much. Love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.